Introducing hashtag Team Yahawashai, your portal to becoming actual reality witnesses. Only on the Yahawashai News Network.
Happy New Year, brother. How are you doing?
Hey, Happy New Year, Jason, and Happy New Year to everybody in the chat. Thank you for tuning in. We finally made it to what very likely is 5993 on the scoreboard.
Yes. Woo! That's significant, right? So if it's 5993, that leaves us 7 years, a last shemitah cycle before the 120th Jubilee, which is the year 6000, which would be the beginning of Christ's millennial reign. So, there's a little bit of a question mark if this is the beginning of 5993 or if it's going to be next year. But, there's a lot of things pointing to this year, right?
Yeah, true. Definitely with the triple eclipse that took place leading up to the new moon sighting that we just got tonight. So, like I said, we're just going to continue to do what we do for eternity, right? But I do have to say that my spirit feels like it's got to be getting closer to time. We're seeing everything that was prophesied over 4,000 or 5,000 years ago to take place actually being fulfilled. If anybody's actually paying attention to what's going on, you can't miss it, right? Everything is exactly being fulfilled the way that it was foretold by the scriptures to take place. And we're all just witnessing together. And, I'm really looking forward to the destruction of the wickedness. I can't wait.
That's the big thing, right? That's what all the righteous are waiting for. We want to live in a world without wickedness. We want to live somewhere where we don't have to lock the house. We don't have to worry about the car being stolen or
have to arm your women and children so that they don't get whatever. I don't want to have to teach my daughter how to do martial arts like I had to, or my mom, or any of the women that I care about. They should be in a righteous world where they never have to worry about a single thing. Nor do I want to be cheated. I don't want any usury. I mean, we could go on and on and on, all the stuff that absolutely needs to go. And that's what I'm hoping for, right? If we've been reincarnating through here for 5,992, 93 years, it starts to wear on your spirit, but Jason and I are resilient. We've shown it day in and day out, just like the people that tune in that have been tuning in for years with us. You two are resilient, and we do it in the face of everybody who hates us. We're not loved. We're hated. The world persecutes us. They hate us. They don't believe anything that we say. Even the own people who claim to be so-called Christians hate us. They won't corroborate their information with us. Everything that we do is against everything that we're the only ones that celebrate this small, tiny, but yet so powerful team. We're definitely a powerhouse group. And the reason why is because it doesn't matter what we do. We only look for the truth. And if we're not right, we'll make a correction. It doesn't matter to Jason or I if the earth was a sphere, if it was a pancake, if it was a donut. We don't care. We care about what is, and we share it with the realm, and we get ridiculed, mocked. We're the most censored on YouTube, but we don't stop. We don't do it for the views. We don't do it for money. We do it for passion and for the love of the truth.
Absolutely. So here we are. We're at the end of a year, the beginning of a new year. So people to the west of us are still going to experience the new year coming up, but a lot of the world's already experienced it. So this is a key marker where now we're looking for the 15th. I mean, we're going to pay attention to the 10th because that's the what you call it? The
triumphal entry.
Triumphal entry, of course. Yeah, when Yahawashai went in riding the ass or the donkey. So the 10th, then the 14th is the preparation day, and then as soon as the sun sets on the 15th, that's Passover. That's May 5th, Cinco de Mayo this year. Now May 6th is supposed to be the king's coronation. I see it on the calendars. I don't see it in any headlines. I don't hear anybody talking about that yet. Have you?
I've seen it. Yeah, it's been out there. There's a bunch of things that they're preparing for. I think somebody gave them a bunch of money or something. Was it Putin? I don't know. Somebody sent the Vatican. The Vatican sent a bunch of Vatican Catholic relics and stuff for the coronation. Yeah, that was today. I just read that today.
Okay, so the headlines are starting to come for that. But, so this is the first month. Are we expecting the Great Tribulation to begin in the spring? No, we've been telling everybody that it really looks like this would begin fall festival. So we have a big American eclipse. It's an annular eclipse the day before trumpets this fall. And that right there, if you're looking for fulfillment, you've got the sun being darkened, then on tabernacles, you've got the blood moon. That really right there is the season. Now, we've also pointed out that a little bit after tabernacles has ended is when a 1260-day count would begin to Passover of, I think that was 2027. So, yeah, we're not looking for a rapture. We don't expect anybody to be raptured. We do think that the Freemasons are going to pull a Left Behind hoax where they're going to fake that a bunch of Freemasons have been raptured, and then everybody's supposed to be disappointed that they weren't raptured too. They're the Left Behinds. But see, the pre-tribulation rapture isn't biblical doctrine. It's not in the scriptures, and so of course we don't expect it. Yeah, what else? I mean, we're tonight.
I want to mute while I talk.
Yeah, I have been. Tonight, we're going to be doing a review of what we believe was 5992, right?
A light one, but hey, hold on a second. Hold up, Jason. Let me tell you guys, we have no clue how it's going to kick off. Is it going to just be with a bang? Is it going to continue to get worse? We are seeing the things happening. Earthquakes, diverse places, many things are happening. A giant mountain is going to fall out of the sky and cream into the earth. There are multiple things that are going to start to take place. Now, Jason's talking about a count of a ministry that's carried out by the two witnesses. He's talking about specific counts. Now, only the Father knows truly how this is all going to play out. So we're not looking for a specific, all of a sudden, 144,000 Christians are going to disappear. That's a nonsense movie that they made in Hollywood to actually distract people from actually seeing the true signs. Now, we're watching the signs that are happening in the heavens. You can't miss them. Okay, we've been covering them over and over again, live streaming them, filming them. It's what we do. That's what Jason and I do. We constantly try to capture and film things. We promote that everybody on the other side of the screen too does the same thing. That's why you're here. You're a witnesser. You're an observer. And so do we think that there's going to be like a loud horn sound from the sky and a white horse rider? There might be. There are supernatural things that are going to start taking place, okay? This is what we're watching for. Supernatural is coming back, and it's going to come back strong. And if I'm not right, and it's not this year, it's the next year or the next year, just like the rapture watchers, I'll die standing on the truth. You can't ridicule me. You can't censor me anymore. There's nothing that you can do to stop me from watching and having faith and believing in the truth that it's going to be fulfilled. So again, the last thing I want to say about this is that we're watching for exactly what's taking place. The beast system is absolutely right on the doorstep. They're moving out their digital currency, which is tracked and traced, and it's the beast system. And then halfway through, if you don't go into their system, they're going to cut off your heads. We know they have the guillotines. We know they're setting up the different 15-minute type cities, all the FEMA camps. Everything is absolutely prepared. Right? We are there. And I'm really excited. We couldn't have been born into a greater time. And just happens that I was born 50 years prior to what ended up might being the last shemitah cycle of the last Jubilee cycle as we're heading into right now. As we sighted the new moon at 8:08, we did, it popped on at 8:08. First, what we saw was Venus. First, we saw Venus. I said, oh, look at that star. And I did my little check. Boom, that's Venus. And then right away, I called YD to let her know that we were watching. And then boom, there was the new moon. It just turned on just like that. Just as the brightness of the sun went below the horizon, there it was. So we witnessed it, and we're really excited. This is the soberest I've ever been on a Happy New Year event. I couldn't be any happier, though. I'm my true self. I'm my true, authentic self. I don't have anything to hide. I'm not behind any vices. I'm just excited. And, like I said, this has been a long 5,993 years now that we've been experiencing this life, going on, doing the will, hoping that the Father's will, the kingdom of heaven, be here on earth. We're waiting for the kingdom of heaven to be here on earth and the wickedness to be destroyed. That's what we're hopeful for. That's what we know is going to take place. We just don't know the exact day or hour, but we're ready. That's my last word.
Yeah, so I was going to show the video on the screen wall behind us, but I don't have you set up and that scene right now.
Yeah, we'll have to transition off of this scene to another scene before you can do that. Done rambling. I could just, we can go to this music break and into the thing, and while I'm doing the memes, you can, I don't know, or you can, I don't know how you want to do that.
I figured we would show the video right now. So let me go over to the screen share. I'll just take myself off the screen because you're not there. But let's show everybody what we just recorded. Now? You will be in just a second. Yep. All right, and I'm off camera.
But I can't see anything, right?
Yeah. Oh. That's right.
Go to thumbnail, and then you can screen share with me, and then you can go back off thumbnail. That's your safety valve, always.
All right. Well, I should be able to screen share this just the way it is.
Okay, I can see.
All right. So this was just before we were live. This was during Ronnie playing the music, and so this is what we were able to capture. Everybody, check this out. I got it.
You got it? Okay.
All right, so I was using manual focus. That's the reason why you'll see when I zoom in and out that I've got to manually focus it each time. And this is a small sliver. And the dogs were making their racket.
The dogs are going crazy.
And we're live, and there's the new moon.
Yeah, so Ronnie right away went to live stream it.
On the phone, it showed up at 8:08. There it is. Happy New Year, brother.
Happy New Year.
And it's pointed straight down at the horizon too. It's amazing how it's pointed straight down.
Mm-hmm.
It's on a steep decline.
This curve, because it's not always straight down. Sometimes this side's high and this side's low, right?
Yes.
Does it go the other way? I don't think so.
It goes the other way on last moon.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah. So this is what we were able to capture right before we went live. I'm sure everybody else around the world, as long as it's not wasn't cloudy for you, that this is a very easy to spot.
Well, not really.
Well,
you absolutely have to know what you're looking for, and you have to be there at a small window of time. But you make it sound like it's super easy. No, you absolutely have to know what you're doing, and you did a great job with the camera. It's not easy to focus with the camera, but if you're outside watching the sunset on the predicted new moon sighting day, it's very easy. You just look into the sunset, and we've got these apps on our phones now. You just line up the app, and the moon was exactly where the app told me it was going to be.
Look at how the sky is the exact same tone everywhere here, where there's no dark body to the moon here whatsoever. It's the exact same color as the sky. That's pretty remarkable. So, I don't. Did you want to go back to camera, or did you want to just head to song?
Right off.
All right,
yeah,
sounds
we're not
good.
on camera anymore. And then after that, we'll go to thumbnail and then to the memes. Does that sound good? Is that what you have planned?
Yeah. Well, let's take that first break song, huh?
Sure. Yeah, this was sent in by the Goldsmith, another great song from last year. These are just a couple of our favorite songs. We'll hear some from YD. Jason picked out a few, and he also made some videos for tonight. But let's go into the Goldsmith choice.
Let's go.
The night is warm, the night is gone.
YD says that the goldsmith has a great ear for music. And yes, he does. And we have him to thank for the vast majority of all the new music that we share. So tonight we're going to be going through some picked favorites from the year. So from 5992, what are some of the favorite songs that we heard? And we're going to be doing a review of the content. But before we do all that, Ronnie is going to be sharing
a few memes. That's
some memes, yes.
Yeah, nothing too.
Whoops. What is going on here? I brought up my face. I don't know why. Are you screen sharing? All right. How come it's not picking up your screen share? I don't know. Yeah.
And then I'll unscreen share. And then when I screen share again, it should take your face away and it should show my entire desktop.
All right, let's try this again. No, it just keeps on bringing up my face. Escape. All right. Why is it just bringing up my face? No, I don't even understand where my face is coming from. That's the weird thing, because... Oh. Just a second. Please do the screen share again. I almost had it. All right, yeah, it switched to something else, so...
It switched to speaker view, right? Or your camera only.
Yeah. Here, you're all good now.
It says, this one's called Yahawashai Wings, right? That's how we'll start these few memes off. What do you think of this meme, Jason? DJ Yahawashai.
This one called Yahawashai Wins.
Yeah, this next tune he's about to drop, right?
He's at the tables, right?
Shout out to all the DJs that used to spin up the real records. This is way harder than this modern day stuff.
Yeah, this is the way to be turning over tables, not.
Yes. Hang on. Where's the bell? That's how you flip over the tables in year 5993.
Exactly.
So let's move on. Let's get into some of these. Check this one out. This one says, knowing Yahawah exists, but choosing to remain lost is like knowing how to swim, but choosing rather to drown. You know, it's sad, but many people, most people actually choose this. They want to go to hell, right?
Yeah, it's strange because they, most people will say, yeah, I believe that there's a creator. I believe that there's a creator. And then they'll never do anything to search after who that creator is ever. Right? I mean, they don't put any effort into, is it the Buddha? Is it Krishna? Is it Muhammad? Or is it the biblical creator from the Old Testament, the God, the Elohim of the Hebrews? People they might believe that they are created and still make no effort to know who created them and if there is any rules to live by either, right?
Yeah, well, you'd want to look and see who has the most amount of evidence for the creation story that line up with prophetic things and things that have taken place, because you better be sure that the creator of this realm left every single piece of evidence that you could ever dream of to find and prove exactly who created it and why you're here and where we're going. And if you want to turn a blind eye to it, it's exactly like this. Knowing how to swim, but choosing to drown. And it breaks my heart. It does. But hey, this is a time where I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed to be a Christian. Okay? I don't constantly put this on the screen. I make sure that it's about the truth and the love and just being good people and sharing absolute truth that matters. But you know what? This is what really matters the most. That's why we're doing this on the first day of the new year. This is what matters. Choose to learn how to swim. Take Yahawah's hand. His son, Yahawashai, will lift you out of this water into the everlasting life. Okay? Or choose to drown. Let's keep going on. This next one says, reincarnation is not a religion. It is a life changed by Yahawah. Guess what, people? John 3:3, not to be, because it's a pun here, but it says, Yahawashai replied, very truly I tell you, no one can see the kingdom of Yahawah unless they are reborn again. That's exactly what it meant. Every single person that was still teaching this, still fighting for this in the Council of Nicaea were butchered and tortured and murdered unless they would renounce what we have on the screen right now. Every single one. And you know what? There was 45,000 estimated Christians that the Crusaders for the not so great Constantine slaughtered and murdered. And you know what? They knew that they were going to be given rewards and that they'd be reborn again. But now we're in the year 5993, and most people call it the year 2023. And this is blasphemous to so-called Christians. They think that when you get some water splashed on your forehead, that somehow you're born again. And Nicodemus asked Christ, how am I supposed to crawl inside my mother's womb and be born again? And Christ told him it's exactly the way it is with the wind. Your spirit, as you breathe out the last breath of life, that breath comes back into a new body as it's born again into this realm. And that's the only way you're going to get into the kingdom. Now, we are here in a time period where you could actually, there might be some people here that aren't going to have to be reborn again, which is amazing. But 2,000 years ago, when Christ did his ministry and taught this was his message. Jason, what say you?
Yeah, well, our understanding of being reborn, it's grown where we understand it now. So, like you were talking about, originally it was, reborn of the Spirit, and you're baptized in the water, and it was confusing. But now we've come to see that it was really speaking about being reborn, and that that we've learned was the true knowledge that was hidden by the Vatican. So they went around slaughtering those that had picked up the understanding of the reincarnation that Yahawashai was teaching at the time. And so they've worked their hardest to really scrub that knowledge, because what it does is it changes the way a person lives their life. See, the YOLO, you only live once, you don't think about being born again, right? So you change the way you live your life if you think that, all right, well, if I'm born again, how does this affect that? So we're just trying to bring it back up into consciousness, what Yahawashai was talking about. And here we're coming up to a time period where when the Great Tribulation happens, we know in the scriptures that there's a mass resurrection of the righteous and the wicked. So everybody is being brought back up, and then the righteous get their rewards, and the wicked get their punishments. They get sent to hell. So reincarnation ends, right? Remember, the scriptures say that Christ put the end to death, and death is no more. There is no more dying, right? Everybody that's alive is going to live for eternity, and everybody that's dead is going to be punished for eternity. So this cycle, this rebirth cycle, does come to the end. We're just figuring it out and learning about it right now, and we're really right at the end, right?
Well, yeah. Well, another few points that I want to point out here is that understanding that you be reborn again, it actually takes the fear of death away. Okay? It enables you to be bold with your faith. Go ahead, like the apostles, crucify me upside down. I'm not good enough to go like Christ. Boil me in water. Do whatever you want. Take me out however you want. That's the truth of it. You understand your immortality. When you believe that you're just a mortal, fleshly, YOLO living life, you live in fear. When you understand that the creator of everlasting life to everlasting life will bring you back again as many times as he sees fit, depending on your actions. Is he going to need you? Are you doing work for him? What do you think is why Christ had said, if you know what it is that you work on the Sabbath, if you understand what it is a righteousness added unto you. But if you don't, you're sinning against the law and that you're going to be judged. So let's continue on, because we could stay on each meme for the entire time, and we don't want to do this huge podcast type thing. So this one says, if you are one of the few who are awake in these last days, consider yourself anointed. Understand that Yahawah has woken you up for a reason, and you must go and help awaken the rest. Jason, what do you think of this one?
Well, I like that it's awake and awaken as opposed to woke, right? Yeah, so the whole waking up, awakening, being the light enlightenment, all that kind of stuff. So the light shines, and we know from the scriptures that you don't put the light under a basket. The light shines out. And so we are all to be lights, awaken. We're children of the day, not children of the night. So if you look at all the parabolic language throughout the scriptures, it's about being awake, being sober, shining your light. This is the constant message that we have for the righteous, for the people that want to make it into the kingdom. And if you're one of the ones that actually understand how deep the lies go, if you know that the shape of the earth, the nature of reality, whether or not they are using fuel in the planes, all that kind of stuff. If you're onto all that stuff, if you know about the fiat currency and the New World Order, and you can see that this whole world is lies and deception, you are in the few and special, but on the path to eternal life.
Well said, right? Well said. I agree with that completely. Let's keep going. Next one is kind of a funny one. This one we brought up because it definitely made the small but yet powerful team really laugh. It says, we got here a square. We got 4 90-degree angles here. When you add them up, you get 360 degrees. We got Neil deGrasse Tyson holding back Einstein as Stephen Hawking, right? The crazy, mentally disabled, handicapped person that they tried to say was the smartest being that ever lived, freaking out because scientism. What do you think of this one?
Yeah, so it's square equals circle, right? That is the logic that you get in science and scientism. So they can do their math problems, they can show these formulas, and then they can bring you to a conclusion like square equals circle, and it makes perfect sense, right?
It's all relative.
They both add up to 360 degrees. So what's the difference? So it's a fun mockery of people that, believe in science as a religion, right? So they don't actually look at the formulas and do the thought process and go, no, a square is not the same as a circle. They use the circular reasoning and just make up bullshit, right?
Yeah, right. That's all it is. It baffles brains, right? Let's keep going here. This one's new. It says the year 5993 for Team Yahawashai. Truth's out. People are going to get it anytime soon, anytime. And then we're probably going to have to take a nap in the field because absolutely no one's going to get it, right? Everyone's going to just mock us.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to matter how important the truth is that we end up sharing. If it comes from us, people don't want to hear it.
Yeah, they just mock us.
Yeah.
Hide behind things. There's only a few people that will even comment on our content. Very, very few. They're afraid to. But guess what? When the tables flip, I got to tell everybody that's tuning in right now, you're all going to see what happens. Go ahead and continue to mock us, continue to censor us, continue to not cast your vote with us, continue to push us down, continue to share the other satanic nonsense out there because you're going to see a flip. I'm telling every single person out there, you just wait and see. And you know what? I'm not going to gloat. I'm not boasting. I'm telling the truth. And you know what? It makes me happy that nobody wants to stand with us. It makes me happy because that's exactly what Christ said would happen. And he's right again. Moving on to the next one. As you can tell, I'm fired up. This one says, if you truly want to get to know me or Jason or any of us that are tuning in here, look for me and us inside your own hearts. That's where you find the spirit of life. Your everlasting being comes from within inside your heart. That's the most important thing about you, how much your heart is. Jason, we were talking earlier today about this whole thing with the Doc Hawkins and how he did the map of consciousness and how he was judging how people's heart conditions. Listen, if you have your heart compass set in the right direction, it doesn't matter which way the wind might blow you. You are going to end up in the correct destination, which is the millennial kingdom reign. Just make sure that you're checking your heart. And it shows everybody. We can see who's here and we can see who has a heart and who doesn't. What do you have to say about this one?
I think you pretty much nailed it. I don't know how I could add on that because
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's
I'm pumped up.
We choose our destination with our heart. It's Ronnie said it, and so pay attention to what you have your destination set on. If you're longing for Christ's millennial reign, then if your heart's set on that, you're going to work in harmony with reaching it. If that's not your goal, if a new car or a new job or new mate or something like that is your thing, you might miss out on the kingdom because you had your heart set on other things.
Really well said. Check what your heart is set on, because that where's your eternal life is going to be, right? Is it a new sports car? What is it that your heart is set on? I know that everyone that's tuning in, minus the people that are here just to see if we'll trip and fall, I know all y'all are actually here because you love the truth, right? And that is the most important thing that we can have a heart set on. Check this one out. As we witnessed the new moon tonight, the first thing that we saw was Venus, which is also the evening star. Okay, it's not just a morning star, but check this out. The name Lucifer actually means light bearer, right? And the morning star. In pre-Christian mythology, it is also called Shahar, Hallel, and Isaphorus, or the dawn bearer. It's not some fallen angel or the name that the devil chose. It's actually just the morning aspect of the star Venus. Jason, what do you have to say about that?
Yeah, the first thing we saw was Venus tonight, but it was an evening star, right? As soon as the sun went down, it was the first star we saw. But it's not always an evening star. It moves around, and all of a sudden it becomes a morning star and the dawn bearer, and there's a term for it. And yeah, True. So people have distorted that and made it all about, Satan and all this kind of stuff. But no, it's just a morning star.
The dawn bearer. That's a much nicer way to put it than calling it Lucifer. Just because that Latin word, just like Jesus in Latin means earth pig, right? Lucifer means morning star. Lucifer, morning star. Or Isaphorus, better transliterated. I think that might be the Greek word for dawn bearer, right? It doesn't mean Satan or Azazel. Okay, don't get it twisted. I'm sick and tired of listening to people get it twisted. Let's move on. This one is awesome. It says, if you think you live in this CGI model, then you live without truth in your heart, filled with lies in your eyes. Jason, what say you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big topic, but there's no curvature and there's no proof of motion. So we're definitely not on a ball rotating. This right here, heliocentrism, came from the Vatican. It originally was geocentrism, right? First they had to tell everybody you were on a ball and everything's rotating around that ball, and then they just put it off into motion every which way and made it heliocentrism. But remember, people, that didn't really happen until the 1800s. The geocentrism didn't happen until the 1600s. These lies are only some 500 years old. This was not pervading thought throughout history. It's actually a ridiculous concept. And for the longest time, people that suggested, so the Pythagoreans were the first cult that tried to say the earth is moving, and they were ostracized. They were a cult of homosexuals, vegetarians, and they were saying that the earth was rotating, and if they came out in public, they were often killed as heretics. So
yeah, even just up to 100 years ago, people were still calling themselves Pythagoreans when they were vegetarians, right?
Mm-hmm, exactly. Till they made up the word vegetarian, they were called Pythagoreans.
And you're exactly correct that the whole spinning ball theory was only given breath to live after they faked the moon landing. Right? Before that, nobody believed in it. The Jesuits went around the world with this tiny Jesuit handbook that my cousin actually had one that he found in a wall doing a renovation from Toronto in one of the really old buildings there. And they were supposing that the earth was spherical, and they were just trying to spread it around in the late 1800s, just crossing into the 1900s. They didn't even have any proof, and there's no proof for curvature, like you said. So what you taught me last year, Jason, you did the excellent job of showing everybody that this entire picture that you're seeing on the screen was born so that atheism could be given birth. Because before this, everybody knew they lived in a supernatural realm, right? That the creator made. Nobody had a theory that they were evolved from monkeys spinning on a wet testicle flying through outer space. Okay, that's all nonsense, muck garbage that was made up, and then they spun this in your cribs above your heads from cradle till grave. They want atheism to rule the day, and it's nothing but nonsense.
That's the truth, brother.
I'm so fired up tonight. Check this one out. This one's Azazel's kingdom, okay? This is the great awakening that truthers go around trying to sell you, and this is the great reset. Both paths lead to death and destruction and eternal hellfire, right? This is the world and the majority of the 8 billion people. I don't know how many of them are NPCs, but a majority of the people actually support this nonsense that there's a great awakening happening and that they're all becoming ascended light beings. Jason, what do you have to say about this?
The devil's strategy is so overused, so expected. It's always a false dichotomy, 2 false options, never giving you the third. They never even present 3 options as a possibility. It's always 2. It's either this or that, and they're both wrong. The false dichotomy just gets used to death. It's such an old play, and it's so easy to spot now.
You're either on a ball or you're on a pizza flying through outer space with a dome over it. Mm-hmm. That's your false dichotomy. Jason said there's a totally new one. It's called a supernatural stereographic reality, where we can have 2 poles on the map and in the sky, and it actually all coordinates and works perfectly. So the false dichotomy, they don't want you to know. And then they go around saying that we're in a simulation, but it's a sphere Earth. And look at this, even this New World Order stupid ass propaganda meme made by a bunch of agents, they still have a ball Earth theory in it. Look at this, look at the curvature in this. Like, what's wrong with these people? Look, this is the truth. Here's your paths. You can go on the super narrow path that leads straight to the kingdom, right? Many have already given their lives that have made this trip to the path, right? Or we're on the broad path to the Great Tribulation, TGT, that's what it stands for. And once you go up this path here, right, you either have 2 choices ahead of you. You're going to get your head cut off because you're not going to go with the New World Order B system, or you're going to go to the lake of fire for 1,000 years, and you might get let out, 9,500 or 9,999 years. You're going to get let out for one more time to see if you've learned or if you're done with this, or you're going to get your head cut off and you're going to make it into the kingdom. Jason, what do you think of this one? This is your true path.
Yeah, these are filters where if you think that maybe there's 8 billion people in the world, all of those people are going to run through these filters. So yeah, you have the narrow path to the kingdom, the broad and spacious path that leads to destruction. And so there is going to be a time period as well where you're going to have to remain faithful and lose your head in order to make it into the kingdom. And this is all to avoid the lake of fire. So we don't want to end up there. It's worth the effort to be on that straight and narrow path.
Yeah, and people aren't going to be able to say that nobody told them about any of this. Okay, you're not that card is over. It's gone. So let's keep going. We're almost through these. Then we'll get on to the next section, which is going to be fun. We're going to go in the year in review after this. Check this one out. It says, if you ever feel like Yahawashai isn't there for you, remember the teacher is always silent during the test. We're in the test right now. If Yahawashai was here, his glory was present, you would have no other thing but to bow your head down to the ground. How is that a fair test? It's not. That's a joke. Keep your head up. Everyone out there, keep your faith. Don't let this world dim it. Don't let all these nonsense Freemasonic Jesuit tiny hat agents who are out there spewing this and mis and malinformation. None of them will come debate us. Not one single person that shares the stupid anti-Christian memes. Listen, anybody out there that's sharing anti-Christian memes, you want to mock Christ, you want to mock his mother and call her a whore, say that Christ is buried and living in feces. Why don't you come debate us? I want to know what anybody on the other side of the screen, what good is it to mock the story of what Christ did? Even if you don't agree with the scriptures, give me one valid reason why you think it's fair to mock it. The guy who gave his life, did nothing.
Ronnie?
True path.
Okay. Yeah. You cut out for a second.
What?
Just for a second. I don't know why. Oh, you cut out again. You there?
I'm still here.
All right.
Let's move on. This one here says, science is nothing more than the name of a Masonic false religion. It takes credit for what research and development accomplishes while spewing out fantastical nonsense in the guise of truth. Science as a means to finding any truth cannot even exist because it has absolutely no relation to reality.
Science is a bad word. It's a very bad word. It is a religion. It is a cult, and it gets used for just total lies and disinformation. What's supposed to be science is not practiced, and just old Kabbalistic lies are what these so-called scientists preach. Now, the way they're able to do it is because they get free Masonic degrees, and they only promote from within. These are all secret occult societies, the Freemasons, Jesuits, Knights Templars. All of these sworn oath societies actually stem from the Vatican. The Vatican is Mystery Babylon, and has given root to all these secret societies, plus all the witches, plus all the Catholics, all the wizards, and all the atheists. Yeah, if you're an atheist, it's only because the Vatican made that possible for you.
That's true. That's the whore of Babylon, is the Vatican. It's a city built on 7 hills, and it is absolutely right. I'll stop yelling. I don't know if they're going to mute me, whatever's going to happen. I'll stop yelling. But like I said, what is wrong with the story of what Christ did? How is that in the New World Order? If you're out here fighting for anything, why don't you fight for truth? Let's move on, because you know what? Honestly, we do not ignore evil here. We seek to expose it. All these different symbols here, we want to destroy. Jason, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, I didn't. Let's see. When did I come to realize all this? It was probably around 2005 or so that I started picking up on the New World Order and putting it together with the Nazis, with the communism, with the Freemasons, with the Jesuits, and yeah, these are my enemies. These are the people that they're the enemy of the truth. They're the enemy of the Creator, and they are the evil in the world. This whole cleansing process that we're going through is devised to get rid of. These are the ones to be cleansed and exterminated.
Yeah, we're not going to hide around it. There's even groups of people that are going around saying that these groups of people were good, right? Like they weren't Jesuit puppets. You don't have pictures of who with the Pope shaking hands and cheering. They're all part of the New World Order, like Jason said. And what we're going to do, and we're going to do until the kingdom come, is expose it. That's what we're called to do. Check this one out. Here's something I want everybody to pay attention to. Most of our curses roll off our tongue with negative self-talk. Words actually cast spells. The words that you speak become the house you live in. Creation was created through the spoken word, right? So I want everybody to constantly focus this next year, every day, every moment. What are the things that you're speaking? Are you talking ill about other people? Are you saying negative things about yourself? For me, this is a very important. Your tongue can be like a serpent. You can hurt someone or you can heal them, and definitely your own self. What are you going to say about who you are? Jason, what do you think of this one?
Yeah, these are important words. Don't speak negatively about yourself. Don't predict negative outcomes for yourself. Don't do it for others, right? Because words do cast spells. So what happens is there's a manifesting process that begins. You speak something into existence, and then if it's heard and acted upon by others, now all of a sudden it gains weight and starts accumulating energy and starts increasing the likelihood of something taking place. So don't self-sabotage. Button the tongue. If you can catch yourself starting to say something self-negative, stop it and think of something positive to say. Just don't do that to yourself.
True. Unless you're exposing evil and wicked lies.
Yeah.
Then you're allowed to speak it. But you're talking about a family member, your friend. If you're gossiping behind somebody's back, you're saying this person and that, stop it. Close your mouth. Don't do it anymore, because they can feel it. Everybody is connected, okay? I just want to make sure that everybody gets that. Just 2 more, and I'll stop getting all freaked out. I get really worked up because this is truly what matters to me, warning people and sharing the truth. And I wish there was more of us. It says here, the only people mad at me or you or anyone else for speaking the truth are those who are living a lie. So go on, raise your voice every now and then like me and speak your truth. Speak the truth. Jason, what do you think?
Absolutely. Put it out there. Throw it against the wall and let it stick so that it is there to condemn those that walk past it, right?
Yeah, you were one of the people that really motivated me. When I met you, brother, I wasn't doing as much as I wanted. I would be the interview guy. I would get people on, oh yeah, you do flat earth, or you're a Christian, or whatever. I didn't even have people that call themselves Christian. I was open to everybody. And Jason, you promoted me to get out there and share my voice more. And this is something that we wanted to promote everybody to do, to get out there and speak truth, right?
Mm-hmm. Be active. It's spiritual warfare. Be active.
This last one says, this is the dawn, everybody, of a new age. So Christ's kingdom has not been here. It's not of this world, but it is on the doorstep. It is the dawn of Christ's millennial reign. I couldn't be more excited.
Me too. New year. So this is, it's got the potential of being super significant, if it's not just another year later, but this could be the dawning of a new age. We could see some big headline changes taking place soon, some New World Order orchestrated events where they're trying to when the Great Tribulation's coming, they're trying to get all their psyops in place to have false explanations for what people are going to start witnessing.
Yeah, blue beam and all this other stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aliens, all this nonsense. Yeah, great points, brother. They are trying to be ready, but we're more ready because we stand with the truth. If you want to take the screen share from me when you're ready. And thank you so much for everybody that's tuning in. It's a small but really powerful team. And I'm so thankful to be here tonight. And I just wish there was more people who are as excited as we are, that are looking for the new moons and sharing the truth and just excited to be alive right now. And, all I can do is do what I do and do my best at it and hope that others show up.
All right. So you want to head...
Next, brother? What's next? Tell everybody what's next.
The next one is... So I'm trying to remember. What we did play...
It's the Barry Ah video, but it's not... There's going to be two. Barry Ah made it twice into the New Year podcast. The first one that we're going to be sharing is Barry Ah's, what was it we called it? The Baphomet tongue move video?
Yeah, so this one, the song itself is really a unique song. It's not like most music. And it's not necessarily the type of song that I would go to a concert to hear played. But it's really a neat song, and it came along with perfect timing for this would be a rebuke video. We don't call them hit pieces anymore. They're rebuke videos. It fit with it super well, but I really do like the song, and that happened with a couple of them. So we would have that character that we were going to be rebuking. We'd start putting it together, and all of a sudden these songs would show up. And they seemed like they were divinely inspired the way they showed up. And so, yeah, a couple of these songs that I really do like. And this is one of them. You want to check it out?
Let's do it, brother.
I've been feeling good, but let me explain. It's never this way. Something has been changing, and it certainly is strange. Have I finally gone insane? It's buzzing in my ear and down to my feet. A sweet melody with a rhythm endlessly pumping through my brain. Have I finally gone insane? Can this be? What the heck? I think I need my head checked. Say goodbye, emptiness. Say hello to happiness. Then I think I'm late.
Come on.
Barry, come on, Barry. And, he's just still going super hard saying that the earth is about to slow its spin around the sundown and all this other nonsense. He's still going on and on. He's not slowing down. He's going even faster with his disinformation. Selling more merchandise, too, right? You can get these new shirts, new hats, new T-shirts with all the wrong names and all the wrong information on it, but you can buy it from Barry and his team.
Yeah, absolutely. So here we are. We're going to take a look back at the year 5992. And so that would take us back to April of 2022. And so this is an interesting time period. So when we were trying to figure out, all right, what were we doing last year? We get back to this time period of March. And this was the time period that we were really under attack, where the Awake Souls channel was on death row couple of times, where it got the 2 community guideline strikes and we had to stop using this channel. And so we were using your channel, the Limitless Channel, and we were using Beyond Flat Earth. Now, this is right in the time period where you ended up having your channel, you lost your channel to YouTube, right?
Well, you're not on there yet. You got to scroll up a bit.
Yeah.
Super painful experience, very traumatizing, something I wasn't prepared for. I had over 1,000 videos on my channel, and they took it down just into mid-July, right? It was crazy to go through, but it didn't stop me. It didn't stop me one bit.
Yeah, so we do have a little bit of missing content during this time period, because it looks like we were using your channel, and not all of it had gotten linked to Odyssey. So we lost some content at the beginning of last year. Unfortunately, that's a sad thing. When you make content, you really don't want to lose it. But so really, we go back to what we were doing at the beginning of last year. And I put out the heliocentrism and fake flat earth psyop debunked. And we were doing the memes of the week. You want to remind people about memes of the week?
Yeah, so we were doing, we were working to, acquire or aggregate all the top truth memes in the realm, and we were making memes and we were putting them together and we were mixing it with brand new music. We were doing night podcasts called Memes of the Week, and it was a lot of fun. We started that just after January, right? We started doing these, and I really enjoyed it. It took a lot of time and a lot of work and a lot of dedication to get that going, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's sort of what springboarded you into what you're doing with the Rise and Grind now, right?
Exactly.
And so you can see here that also on March 30th, there's nothing going on the Awake Souls channel until June 3rd. So this is one of those time periods, everybody, where we were on Beyond Flat Earth. And we were on Ronnie's channel too, but we lost that content. So Beyond Flat Earth, if you go back here to right, you can see the big difference right here. So streamed 5 years ago, right? We hadn't used Beyond Flat Earth for a long time. And then a year ago. So the stereographic virtual reality explained after party took place on Beyond Flat Earth. Right? This was
fun. And a great video that you did explaining so many of the details that we've been looking for.
Yeah, so this was published April 10th. And this is that's a pretty big video, where what it is it's the culmination of all of the things that Ronnie and I have talked about regarding the stereographic virtual reality for the last 7 years. And I was able to put together some graphics that was able to make it easier to understand some of the modeling, to see some of these concepts. And if anybody asks now how this reality works, we've got the working map and model. And that was a year ago that we put out this higher quality content than we had ever had. All right?
Yeah, it was great. It was one of the best videos of all time. Still is. It's going to go down as that.
Yeah, so then we've been reading lots of books. Nephi was interesting one where Yeah, we weren't expecting this, but there's a number of books in the Book of Mormon that are biblical books that they're absolutely great. There's absolutely nothing heretical in them, and you get extra prophecy, you get extra fulfillment of prophecy regarding Christ, but it shows how the Americas were actually originally inhabited and all that, right?
Yeah, and the way they got here was Nephi was given a compass from an angel, and if Nephi was righteous, that compass would work, and if Nephi wasn't righteous, the compass would stop working, right? So that was an amazing thing that I took from that supernatural book.
Yeah, so I'm just going to sort of look through what we were doing here on Beyond Flat Earth, and then we'll jump back to the Awake Souls. But, yeah, so we've had coverage of the fake flat earthers.
Well, yeah, there's so much you're not talking about. If you scroll back down, you can look here on the right. You've got in the top memes of the week that we were doing, there was the topics that were going around, right? We had the fake bombs, and war is a hoax. That was week 14. Week 24, and I think we were calling out the Supreme Court justice on week 25. If anybody has time and you want to look back at some of the content, what we were doing was documenting everything that was taking place, and we were doing it with memes, and we were talking about them, and we were putting spirituality and new music in there as well. And it was fun. So we got the fake flat earthers. They started coming out and doing nonsense stuff, and we were covering it. So what we like to do is document things. Right. That's what we do. That's what we're here to do, is to document everything so that we can say we tried our best to show people what was going on. Jake, I'll say that Jake has really turned around his channel. If anybody doesn't know, we were strongly calling out this guy as a disinformation Team Satan member. And lately, he's showing that you can do this cheap van life. He was exposing that major sports leagues are rigged. So shout out to Jake for turning it around. I've liked some of his content lately, and I don't always want to bash everybody. I want to show you guys that I speak truth when things are. I want everyone to do good stuff so I can say good stuff all the time. That's what my heart always wishes for.
We want good content to watch too, right?
Look at that one right there. Special nighttime Beyond Rise and Grind. And we were calling it out that the queen was going to die way before it happened. Also, everybody that was tuned in the 2020 knew to buy extra toilet paper, right? We call these things out. We document things so that we can inform our viewers. That's the most important thing. That's why we started the memes of the week. That's why I started the Rise and Grind. That's why we've been doing the podcast for 7 years now together, is to inform people, and we do it together better. Right? I could do it on my own, but if you go and look at what I did 10 years ago, you're going to see a huge difference. And Jason helping me, right? So that's why we do it as a team.
So we'll jump back here over to the Awake Souls channel, because it looks like the strikes must have fallen off and started using this channel again in early June. So We're still doing the memes of the week and covering Pentecost on its actual day, Sivan 6. Like, there's so much disinformation with all this kind of stuff. Sivan 6 is the date for Pentecost. And the Book of Jacob is another one of those ones, like the Book of Nephi from the Book of Mormon. Excellent book. Read it, everyone. Some of
the most beautiful women that have ever walked the realm on that thumbnail, I have to state.
Yep, this is your fam, right?
Yes. But we can continue. I don't want to embarrass them.
Yeah.
So then we've got the next level debunked, right?
Mm-hmm. So we do a mix, everybody. We just bounce around from whatever it seems the most important topic is relating to the shape of the earth, the nature of reality, Christianity, headlines. And so whenever we know so many of these disinformation agents, like the David Weisses and the ODDs, this whole crew that was behind level. And so when they put out their disinformation pieces, we cover it. And so these are where we go through, look at the points, do the debunks, and they're really in your face debunks where you can see that these guys are frauds. Nothing that they're trying to do is legit.
It's all anti-flat earth. They say they're the flat. He's changed his name from DITRH to, what is it again? The Dave channel or some nonsense?
Yeah, Flat Earth Dave or something.
Yeah, so this is where I lost my channel. And also, just before this, I actually started putting out mixes. I started DJing again. It'd been, since I was like 16 years old that I DJ'd. And I started again, too, just before I lost this channel. So that is something that you don't have on the screen. We're on your channel for now. But that's where I lost my channel. That's enough said. We can move on past it.
No, the good news is that, I mean, it's a crime against humanity that you lost your channel like that. But the good news is that you do have some of your content from that channel backed up on Odyssey. So
yeah, there's some good videos there too, going right back to the beginning, right? They you can take it back 10 years.
Yeah. So the link's in the description box, everybody, if you wanna go back and find this stuff. But let's see here. Taking Ronnie's content back to 8 years ago, right? 8 years ago on the Limitless Channel. And so, yeah, a lot of the good, important stuff you do have backed up.
One of the first guys to come out and say FE. I was also against the whole Jabola thing way before it became what it is now, right? They were already targeting the youth for a long time. And then everything else that I tried, at least there was a bunch of videos they kept, but, what's that? 50 out of 1,000, but it's okay. We can move on past it. I don't want to keep whining. I'm fine. It's over. We're still moving. Actually, it just made me want to do better. It made me want to improve. It made me want to do quality content. And I still make many mistakes. If you tuned in this morning on my Rise and Grind, you'd see I made some mistakes, and it's okay. I'm just going to keep trying harder each and every time.
Yeah. So we talk about 9/11, the PSYOP on 9/11. We try to be relevant and, always watching those 922s, 923s, all that kind of stuff, because we're on to what the New World Order does. And so then there was trumpets of 2022. And, I think at the end of this year, did we do a New Year's stream or no? We'll have to see. So
might have been on my channel.
Might have been on your channel.
It was on the Limitless channel, the one that's gone, right?
Could be.
And if you play music and it's copyright stuff, they won't automatically put it on Odyssey. It gets blocked. YouTube blocks it from being shared. So that's why a lot of the content didn't make it.
Yeah, a couple of mine haven't made it recently.
Sadly.
So going back to the most recent page here. And so we're here in October.
Yeah, now we're getting into the fall season.
Yep. Talking about being a virtual reality. So we've got all these YouTubers making these big, awesome, super well-received videos about how we're in a virtual reality. And then, we've been screaming this all along with showing the proof for it. And, everybody in plain Earth is just like, no, we're inside of a dome. We're, all this kind of stuff. And I don't understand why when the popular YouTuber says we're in a virtual reality, oh, yeah, I think so. And then when we say it, you guys are idiots.
It's because we're Christians. You know it. And you actually give evidence for it. We give you supernatural evidence that you can verify for yourself. Everyone can verify it, right? But you're going to get Neil deGrasse Tyson say that it was some snot-nosed, pissed-off kid that made reality, and he's stepping on us like we're an ant farm. Well, we actually come out and show you the glory of the Creator and the glorious things that he left for us to show people, right? Everything that we do and everything that we say was given to us by the Creator.
Yeah. Now, we're not going to go super long, and we've got a few more songs to play, so maybe
let's do it.
We add another one here. You want to...
So this next music break is a YD pick, and it's a great one. She has a really good taste in music. So thank you, YD, for your help and support. As always, you're not just the best moderator in the realm, you're also one of the best musical ear and talent seekers out there.
Let's go.
All along it was a fever.
Such a groove, right?
Yeah.
And we can do another couple songs quickly too to roll through the last section. I usually do that in the morning shows when you got a few to get through. We don't need to go as long this time.
Yeah, no. So here we are at do you remember this, brother?
I remember T-Jump with RJ Shine and Awake Souls follow-up. Conversation with, yes, T-Jump, the atheist heliocentric.
And Mr. Senseless.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that was when we did the live stream together. That wasn't your original one where you just went on with him, the two of you, right?
No, this is when we debated them together. And yeah, so those are always, sort of stressful and chaotic moments. But
they're fun.
Yeah, this was... we came through this one smelling like roses, brother, because...
That was hilarious. The whole thing was funny. I enjoyed it. There was so much truth to be shared. If you haven't seen that debate, whatever, conversation, I really strongly suggest that you guys take the time to go back and look at that.
Yeah. The, let's see...
That's where we did the live stream dealing with the information that Mr. Senseless was sharing and T-Jump.
The stuff that they shared in this, we went through and exposed them, right?
Piece by piece, data for data, information for information, link for link. We exposed it all, even his nonsense balloon picture where he was trying to state that it was curvature, right?
Yep. And so, see, some of these videos now, I'm starting to get better in Motion 5. So I'm just doing more and more modeling here where I can do these animations where I can show you how things really work with lights and shadows and how that would all really work, right?
YD says that was hilarious. They actually claimed you didn't know how to do 3D modeling, right? As you were saying that. That's our team. We're all in one. We're in union, right? If you see one of us, you've seen us all.
Yep. So here we've got the Dr. Barry Awe, the Vatican mouthpiece, the bursting the spy balloon. This
was fun.
This wasn't that long ago. Now we're starting to come up to.
The spy balloon was so hilarious. Come on, everybody. They launched this stupid ass balloon with this metal. What do you call that stuff? It was just like a piece of a satellite tower. It was just a bunch of metal hanging underneath a balloon, and they were trying to say it was spy equipment.
Yeah, there's so many holes in these stories. These psyops really aren't. They're not made to. Under critical analysis, you can see that it's stupid. That it's not real.
Sorry, our
Go
timing's
ahead.
a bit off here. What does Chris Gio say? That they give you all the information, they give you all the evidence, and if you're too stupid to see it, the Satanists say that you deserve to burn in hell. That's what they say.
Yep.
And we show you everything and point it out specifically and to an extent where, we're not the most liked people because we do it on redundantly.
Absolutely.
Monotonously. Do you want to go to another song break? We got a few
let's go ahead. Let's check this one out.
I'm caught in a swirl, and if I fall, it's gonna hurt. I spin around the world, but we just gotta keep on going. I'm afraid of change, stuck in my old ways, wondering where this life will take me, wondering what's the meaning lately. I
was another great one.
Yeah, we're back to 5992 in review. And when we're done this, we can also go to the Limitless Channel and the RJ Shine. You can quickly scroll through those too. That's also our team pages as well. But this one has the super group messages that we did.
Yeah, and what I'm scrolling right now is just the live. It's not any of the videos that were...
These are our podcasts as a team. Because the Awake Souls is you know, Jason, you worked really hard in the beginning of YouTube to be clean. You had excellent description boxes and you did excellent videos, and you used to get, you were pretty viral, bro. You got a video with almost 800,000 views, and they took away what, like 500,000 views off that video too?
About 200,000 they wiped from it.
I'm not trying to boast you up, but I'm saying that I learned a lot from you because you were so clean with your content, and, you know, a lot of people really gravitated to it until we started doing, you know, the Christian stuff.
Yeah, people hate that.
But your old stuff was more like just straight flat earth content, and you had the, what was it?
Yeah, and clouds behind the sun and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, supernatural stuff. But you would do like...
chemtrails are demonic.
That was a great one, but that one you were starting to lean Christianity. But you would do things like 1.0 or 2.0 or the Definitive Proof series. And
yeah, that's what it was.
Academic.
The Definitive Proof series.
The academics out there just absolutely loved your content until, unfortunately, we started doing more of the Christian stuff, and then all of a sudden they're gone.
Yep. So characters like Dubay, we're always on them.
You remember his quote from that video? He said, when he gets to meet the angel of justice, he's going to tell him to go fuck off. Eric said he's going to tell the angel of justice that I could have created a better world, and that he's not coming back here again.
Yeah, and he says we are the mind of God. So he believes that he is God, right?
Yeah, isn't that what the serpent told Eve, right? Man, that's the wrong lie there, Eric.
Yeah, don't go with that one. All right, so yeah, the heavenly signs. These New World Order, false pre-tribulation rapture teachers. So right here, you've got Burial, the Aaron, James.
Yeah.
Let's see, who do we got? This is
Harry Potter.
Hako, the timestamps.
Who I'm praying for heals up. Adam, got nothing but love for you, brother, even though I wish you were sharing the same truth that we find. That's Leland Jones. He went insane, right? You got Jerry Tooney, and then Pastor Sandy on the top right, and you got Barry on the far left doing the Baphomet tongue, and then you got Aaron wearing his rapture helmet because he thinks he's going to get raptured into his ceiling. That's what he's wearing that helmet for.
Yeah, and Nick Vanderlane and Steve Fletcher are covered here. So these are all the guys that are talking about being raptured. They're all pre-tribulation rapturous. I think all of them are Trinitarians. I think all of them are on the wrong timetable, and so they don't get to use...
Adam's not a Trinitarian.
He's not... Oh?
No.
I don't know if he's ever spoken on it, has he?
Nah, he's not a Trinitarian. He knows Yahawashai is the one true Elohim, creator of overall Elohims. He knows that.
Okay, so...
And also in a defense for Jerry Toney, we call him Tooney, but his name is Jerry Toney. He had a super bad scare this last year where he was close to losing his life. And since then, he stopped calling himself Prophet Jerry Toney, and he's not doing very much content anymore. I hope his health is okay. Again, everybody that you see us come out here, and we have to, we were commanded in the scriptures to call out false teachers. That's what it says to do. Don't just walk away because the New Agers tell you that, oh, that's love and light. You know, we are supposed to call them to account so that they can then hear the truth, and it's then on them to change. We don't have any malice or hatred in our hearts for any of these people on the screen. I want them all to make it into the kingdom. But I'll tell you, one of the worst things that you can do out here is sell the Christianity or the truth. And just about every one of them is selling or doing something in some way, whether they have a Patreon, whether they're straight up selling t-shirts and all this other stuff, right? So I don't hate any of these guys, Jason, and I don't want to speak for you. I love them. I wouldn't be doing these videos and the content if I wasn't trying to share the truth with my brother 7 times, 7,000 times, right? I don't hate any of these guys.
Yeah, so most people probably have never seen a YouTube studio look like this, because there's nothing for monetization anywhere, right?
No, we don't monetize any of our
There's
content.
no dollar signs. There's no how much you made. Never been monetized, anybody.
Well, then we don't have any shackles. We can play any song we want, because when you're monetized, you can't play any song, right? We can share any video that we want as long as they don't, certain, History Channel videos that instantly take us down. But that's one of the freedoms that we chose. We don't want to be shackled. We want to be able to share anything. There's one of my first mixes that I threw on your channel. Listening back to it now, the differences that I've made. Super shout out to the DJ on the team who's been giving me advice and leading me. I just do it because it's such a passion for me, and I love to improve. And you can literally see from my channel, if we go to that after another song break, you can see how I started off. I did it all live. My progression through learning these different types of things, you can see I've done it all live, and I'm beyond thankful. It's given me more joy than I can ever. Because what I need people to understand is it's super, super painful when you search for the truth and you find these answers and then you go share them around the realm and nobody shows up. It's, I got to say, one of the hardest things to show your true love for something is to do it just to do it. Not to have anyone comment, not to have anyone share your content, not to have anyone even support you, just to get up by yourself and to do it, and then to do it over and over again. And that's a testament to this team. Because not only that, a lot of people, when the YouTube took away the monetization, a lot of people started committing suicide. Right? People don't understand. When you pour your heart, it's like an artist painting a painting, and it takes them, weeks or months to paint that beautiful painting. And then someone comes along and just burns it, lights it on fire, right? That's what it's like. And we continue to just hope and pray that, all of this is just practice, because when we get into the kingdom, whatever it was that your spirit took the time to learn is something that you're going to continue to do. Right. So I'm actually doing the DJ work because I put in a request for, 200,000 speaker party. Okay. A giant party in the kingdom. And I want to spin at it. And I don't only just want to spin drum and bass. I would love to do house. I want to do trap style music, and I want to do jungle. Right. This is and if you want to do stuff in the kingdom, I suggest that you start practicing it now.
And then, so here's the live stream covering the Zodiac Explained. So that's my most recent video that I put out. I think it's the worst received video I've ever put out.
Wow. It's one of the greatest of all time.
Well,
to get excited again.
It is the video that explains the reason why we are celebrating the new year tonight. And so almost nobody watched it, and it's
heartbreaking.
Nobody.
How does that make you feel as a content creator? Share the honest truth. What does it make you feel?
I sort of go into it with the expectation of it right now. And so I sort of look at it as, sacrificing the rewards of, the views and people saying, oh, that was a good video and stuff like that. Sacrificing that now for heavenly riches, because I just put it out there. And if people don't want to check it out, 590 views. And that's...
Oh. It's not the great video comments that I want to see. It's people corroborating it, saying, yes, I checked your video, Jason, and you're right. I did the research, and that's what we want to see. I don't want to see people like Yes Man that you'll see on all these other channels. We don't want any of that. We don't want Yes Man. We want people to verify it, to say, I did it too. And it would be nice, but like you had said, brother, you're expecting to get your riches in the kingdom coins is what you're working for, and those can't be spent here on earth right now.
Yeah. So then the Wacky Waco PSYOP. Remember, April 19th is the the torch date that they had for it. So we were watching for something around April 19th. Nothing really came of that. So,
but that is key to point out that Trump did almost at the exact anniversary of the Waco PSYOP that it was a complete hoax that they ran to start these tribulation cults, right? This is where Trump chose to kick off his campaign for 2024.
So more extra canonical scriptures.
We got into the parabolic language.
Another mix, calling out the April Fools. The Where is Bob Now was pretty well received. So that 1,100 views on it right now. That's that's sort of as good as we can hope for at this time. There appears to be roughly 1,000 people that are interested in the truth about plain Earth, and so whenever we do something big on plain Earth, it usually turns out to be about 1,000 views now.
Mm-hmm. And it might have always been that, but YouTube was promoting it because it was the CIA agenda to build it up with the fake strawman AE map and model pizza model flying through outer space with a dome on it. And then they sunk it, and then they stopped the views. So there's probably only truly 1,000 creators that are actually following it.
Mm-hmm. So that's the year as far as the live content that was on the Awake Souls. We've got another song. We're going to switch it up a little bit, and then we'll come back, check out some of the content that Ronnie was doing, and that'll probably be it. Yeah. So let's check this one out.
And you picked this one, but I mean, I still said that this was sort of my choice. I think it's
it's this 6, one. Yeah. All right.
I smoke 6 when I'm faded. My girl said that she hates it. Threw up tequila, I'm wasted. Don't wake me up till I made it. I'll leave the club when they make me. Shut down the bar, shit was crazy. Thank God I got back home safely.
So that was a little bit heavier, a little bit more aggressive, right?
Yeah, well, and it actually speaks into a test that none of us are perfect. We're all sinners. And he was saying in the song that he was not sober, but he was getting closer. And I started off the podcast by saying, this is the soberest I've been since I was a kid. This is the first time I've not smoked marijuana on a super consistent basis. So it's funny how it has a parabolic, way of coming around. So I can actually state now, from the last time I played this song till today, I actually am sober completely. It's and that's when you really get to know who you truly are. The things that you thought you were, they start to fall away when you're actually sober, truly. And you too, brother. You've been doing great too. You've given up all your vices, most of them, and it's great to see. And that's why I tried it, because you led the way. You did it first. And, I wanted to see if I could clean up my life too, just to do it, not for anything else.
Yeah. So you wanted to go through a little bit of the content that you've been doing. So just want to remind everybody on the Awake Souls channel on the homepage, hashtag Team Yahawashai, hashtag Team Yahawashai, the tabs, the links are right here. So you want to check out the RJ Shine or the Limitless, brother?
Well, so I kept the two pictures the same so that people could find me. So the RJ Shine and the Limitless one, because I was getting strikes on both of these channels when I started the Rise and Grind. So I needed to go back and forth. But since then, because I had two on the RJ Shine songs, the RJ Shine is just where I put the mixes now. So if you go to the Limitless one, that's where I do the Rise and Grind podcasts. And I think if you go live and then scroll down, you might get where they took my channel. You'll see all of a sudden the Rise and Grinds are on here. We can scroll down and start there, all the way down to the very bottom.
There we go. 8 months ago.
Yeah, so you can see 8 months ago I started doing a mix here, and boom, and then there's the Rise and Grind, and then so what I was trying to do is, like I said, if you go and click on these, you're going to see a progression. I have. It's mostly for me just to document stuff. So the Rise and Grind podcast we started last year, and it's a team effort, right? Me and I work specifically with the Goldsmith, and we try to put out content that informs people as well. It's a dedicated to spiritualism, and we don't throw scriptures at people all the time. We actually look at some of the really fine details on ways that we can manifest better things. You have to really tune in to check it out. And what a progression. As you can see, I was not on camera for most of the year. It's only been since, I think, January. It was YD that wanted me to, jump on camera. And that's where that progression. So if you want to check out all my mixes, a lot of them, you can find them here on the Limitless channel. But again, I had to switch back over. The mixes are now all in the RJ Shine channel. So these are the old Rise and Grinds. There's some funny ones, a lot of mistakes. And then boom, now you'll see all of a sudden there I am on the thumbnail. This is when I decided to come on camera so that people could see my facial expressions and get to know me better. I wanted to just show people who I was behind the screen. And, it's been fun and it's been nerve-wracking at the same time. And I really, really do love doing it. It's been a passion of mine. And I am beyond thankful that I had so much help from such a small team. And I just want to keep going. I'm never going to stop. That's,
Yeah, and we're continuing to work towards being on camera more and more. So we usually do the intros on camera and then switch to being off camera, but we're trying to do more and more where we stay on camera. And if it's stuff that's still going to be easily seen or, discernible, that we can screen share while we're still on camera, we'd like to do more of that, because we like to be honest with our expressions, let people see where we're coming from, to see that this isn't a script, that we're thinking of these words on the fly, and to see where they're coming from. So you can actually read a person's facial expressions and know where a person's coming from, right?
Well, and it does more than that. It actually holds you accountable to your physical health, right? When you're on camera and you got to look at yourself and everyone else is looking at you, you start to think, hey, maybe I should start trying to be more healthy. You can see there's the 1 year anniversary right there. That was so much fun. I was so thankful. That next one says, in times past, almost every politician and senator would be, you guess what, swinging from trees. The far one over here on the left is showing that Anthony Bourdain and Oh, if you scroll on it, it takes it away. And Jeffrey Epstein were actually related. They're saying in this meme that they're brothers. And Bourdain committed suicide due to the fact that he was living with all the trauma from things that he had done on Epstein Island. I had to become an ice cream salesman on the top right one because nobody wants the truth. So I started wrapping memes on ice cream cones and handing them out in that one. So we're just trying. I'm still learning. This is a learning process for me, and I'm really, like I said, brother, I've just tried to lift up the team with these are morning shows. These are morning shows. It's not a nighttime thing. I've always been a morning person. I love the rising sun. I've always been a morning guy. It's super healthy that you get up in the morning and be upright, if you can, and try to do these things. And, as you can see here, we did the live stream for the pre-show tonight. We put up, it was 8 songs, some of the ones that I like, some of the ones that the Goldsmith likes. And if we just shoot over to the RJ Shine channel, we can wrap all this out. I didn't want it to be about me too much, but if you're missing this content, if you got nothing to do, go check it out. We've got hours and hours and hours of content. That's a really nice channel that YD has there. So here's the RJ Shine channel. If you go right back to the beginning of this one, maybe the videos, you'll see that this is my vlog channel. This was the channel that I created because Jason was like, you should do a vlog channel and talk some truth and reality to people. So that was my first video. On the bottom right was me doing vlogs. And then we were exposing shills here. Remember shill stoppers?
Yeah.
There's you. Look at this one. Answering our detractors. Special guest Eric Bowman was calling us out, calling us Jesuit or tiny hat agents. That was hilarious. That guy disappeared. Well, no, actually, Eric still does. He calls out the Jesuits harder than anyone else in the realm. I got to give him credit where it's credit is due. If you want to learn about the Jesuits, you should be going around Eric Bowman.
It's Eric 777, right?
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't be shouting him out, but at least he's calling out the true agendas. I got to put truth where it is. I guess it's 777 now. You could just scroll up. Some Neon Nights. That's some of my romantic content that I actually do, but not a lot of people like it, so I don't really talk about it too much. It's as you can see, my mixes are there. So it's not only is it trap, but we do brand new every week. We do brand new. I do drum and bass jungle mixes. That's an every week thing. Then I started doing trap, dubstep, deep dubstep, all mixed together. And everything that we do here, thanks to the Goldsmith, is brand new breaking tracks. You're not going to find this anywhere else in the realm. Nowhere else. I've searched. Okay, I search everywhere to find new music because that's what I'm super passionate about, right? You're going to find the brand new stuff, breakbeat, retro, EDM. You're going to see drum and bass. And now my new favorite passion, well, it's always been, there was 2 rooms when I started going to raves, and I didn't go to raves to get high. I went to raves for the music. You have house room and you had the drum and bass jungle room. And I'm super thankful that I'm actually starting to get better at making the songs and blend together better. And so if you're looking for new music, you can find it on the RJ Shine channel. I guess I'm RJ Shine 7925. If you put that into the search result, you'll actually find me. But if you don't put the 7925, you won't find me. You'll get like 100 Indian channels, Punjabi RJ Shines. But yeah, I just want people to understand that we also do breakbeat music, we do drum and bass, we do trap, we do dubstep, we do house, every kind of music to get your soul. See, I don't know what everybody likes out there, so I just try to spin it all, and I try to find the music that moves my heart. And it's my super passion. It's what I love. It's like painting with music for me. And if anybody out there is a diehard music fan, you've come to the right place. And if you have any suggestions or any critiques, if you're a DJ and you hear something that I do that you could improve on, please let me know. Always give me helps and tips. That's what I'm looking for.
Absolutely. The question was asked, how did you meet the Goldsmith?
The Goldsmith found us on a Jeranism video. Jeranism was going in a back and forth. He actually shared our content. And when the Goldsmith came to our channel, he was like, what? He could not figure out how, because he couldn't debunk what we were saying. Right. Yeah. And since then, it's been about 3 or 4 years. And like I said, if you go to the description box of this video and almost every other video that Jason has on his channel, there's a post there to all of the music that we've shared. The Goldsmith has been compiling it for over 3 years now. Every single song that we've shared live just about is on that list. And there's some great songs. You could just hit play. There's like 400 or 500 songs on that list. And I love them all personally. Right. But I don't know what everybody else likes, but there's such a good variety. So music is so soothing to the soul. Right. If there's anything else that gets me through all of this pain, you know, all of the drama that we have to go through, it's the music. Right. That's what I feel has been the part that actually makes me feel free and enables me to feel good and comfortable in this place. I don't feel at all at home here. I don't fit in. I know, Jason, you're probably similar to me. We don't match. We don't have any friends. We just have this small group here on YouTube that show up. Like there's only like 4 or 5 of us. DC, we got Battery, the YD always, but there's barely anybody. But if you go in the music is what connects us all. We don't have to talk about spirituality or Christianity or whether it's flat or this or that. Music is just music. We can put all that aside and just groove together, vibe. We can just vibe. And I've always hoped that, and the Goldsmith too, the idea was that if we put out the kind of vibes that we truly enjoy and love, we should call together groups of people that vibe with us. And that's what we've been trying to do. And to no avail, we're not finding too many newcomers, but we're still never going to give up, right? It's our passion.
That's it. Yeah, so if this is not 5993, and if that's going to be New Year's next year, well, so be it. As long as we keep on waking up, we're going to continue doing this until the end finally comes. But yeah, this was what we did for the last year. We've been doing this for over 7 years now, and there might be 7 more to go, right?
Well,
right?
At least 3.5, I hope, but I'm going to see. I'm just going to keep trying, and I'm going to hopefully improve. And again, if anybody has any corrections, if you hear me say anything that's not true, tell me. Leave it in the comment section below. And if you're right, I'm going to stand with you and I'm going to praise you and be thankful for you. We want to be corrected. Jason and I don't know everything. That's for sure. We only know what the Father allows us to know, and we want to share it with you. And that's what we love. And huge shout out to the Small But Powerful team. Huge shout out to YD, the best moderator. And also she has such a good taste in music. And obviously the Goldsmith can't get enough praise. We're going to continue to get the Goldsmith in here, working harder and harder with us every year. Brother, shout out to you for all your dedicated hard work. And I'm looking forward to this next year. Again, we're going to push the boundaries, right? What do you see for the next future of the next year?
Well, I'm hoping massive population reduction, the elimination of the wicked, and moving to the promised land. That's my goals for the next 7 years.
Yeah, right. I'm with you there, brother. We just keep going. We paint the picture, and I hope to see more people show up and share their truth with us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that's probably the year in review right there, everybody. And I think the plan is we'll be live Sunday night with something spiritual. I think we're going to be looking at Job, Ronnie was saying, and Job 38. So, yeah, we've got that to look forward to. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Is there anything else, brother, before we go?
No, great job. I really enjoyed it, Jason. Thank you for running the podcast. And let's go next year. Hey, Happy New Year, brother. And
Happy New Year,
everybody. All glorious to Yahawashai and his son, Yahawashai.
All right. So this last song, it's a song that I really enjoy. And it's another Burial video that we used it for. And so this is where we're going to wrap it up tonight, everybody. Our last song. Where's the only place people are going to hear this, brother?
Only on the Yahawashai News Networks.
Well, how do you doing there, Dr. Barry? Y'all?
I'm back.
Wait,
I'm live.
We're on, okay.
Do this? Yeah, you're on. No hand movement. Oh, that almost looked like Illuminati.
Yeah, somebody's gonna rebuke him, man.
So use this as your theme song and tell them where they went wrong. To show them all the times they were never really there. The never-ending guilt trips, apologies and bullshit. You know it never works and they never really cared.
Anyway,
it's over already.
I got a rebuke video on my helmet. It's the rapture helmet, man. You might smack my head on the ceiling if it happens today. I don't know.
I'm wearing my Yahweh hat.
I know that feeling that you get when it gets quiet. Trying to close your eyelids, praying somebody disrupts the silence. That feeling when you've got to hold the world up. A good run of bad luck, hoping somebody will ever give a fuck. Slow down, don't need to start it over. exhale, gotta give yourself some space to breathe. I know you take it personally, you look for meaning in between. Hold up the weight of everything. So use this as your theme song and tell them where they went wrong. Show them all the times they were never really there. The never-ending guilt trips, apologies and bullshit. You know it never worked and they never really cared.
Okay, so that again, that explains why a lot of people think we're off on the calendar, but we're not. It should be in Pisces. The new moon should be in Aries.
It feels like every word that comes out of your mouth seems to fall flat. All the thoughts that loop inside your mind, just ignore that. I know it's tough and you can't be enough for the people you love, cause you won't open up. So sick of feeling shit, I guess I listen up to it. The voices inside of my head never seem to quit. You put a lot of weight on the things that they say. Don't let them get to you. It's time to learn to let go. That point of view. So use this as your theme song and tell them where they went wrong. Show them all the times they were never really there. The never-ending guilt trips, apologies and bullshit. You know it never works and they never really cared. They could never understand why it made you feel so crazy. So use this as your theme song and tell them where they went wrong. You know it never worked and they never really cared. So use this as your theme song and tell them where they went wrong. Show them all the times they were never really there. So use this as your theme song and tell them where they went wrong. You know it never worked and they never really cared. They could never. Cause when you needed them the most, they weren't there. But you're so haunted by the ghosts they left. You deserve so much more, so just block all their calls and reply with a link to this song. So use this as your theme song and tell them where they went wrong. Show them all the times they were never really there. The never-ending guilt trips, apologies and bullshit. You know it never worked and they never really cared. They could never understand why it made you feel so crazy. So use this as your theme song and tell them where they went wrong. You know it never worked and they never really cared.
But right now, I'm pretty convinced that Jesus died in 30 AD. And so my suspected day would have been right around April 5th in 30 AD. And so the sun is in Aries as our lamb, right? The sun, Jesus.
Which 2,000 years ago, it should have been because of progression. We understand that now the sun should be in Pisces because there's progression. So 2,000 years apart, they can't be in the same place.